So as many of you know, I'm a big fan of switching things up. Now, whether you see it captured in a video or not, in the background I'm always doing a bit of side play, and one of the things I stumbled on in my recent adventures of Dressed to Kill was my issue with Banshee. Now, see, I'm a huge fan of what Banshee can contribute to the group, but honestly, fuck if I played her very much solo. Now, clearly I had to record some gameplay of her, and honestly I was sucking some serious balls. And not in the normal entertaining way. So my OCD kicked in, and I would not let myself finish a run if I died or had to use health pads. I refused to keep any footage of it. There was no negotiations, I had to get good. And that's when I realized exactly why I had such a hard time going solo with Banshee, and why everyone should learn how to do it. Now, if you already aren't aware, I'm a big fan of mechanics. I love looking at the way things work and seeing exactly how to alter it and deconstruct it to work in my favor. So, in a world where frames like Zephyr can flip almost all ranged enemies the bird, Trinity can serve up an endless supply of health, shields, and energy, and Limbo can literally decide who he wants to fight, Banshee's skill set wasn't the most attention-grabbing. And that's when I realized, I like frames that allow me to break the rules, and I'm gonna put my foot down and make my stand on it because I don't want anyone to be confused. I believe that those rule breakers are amazing for the game as they allow you to drastically alter the way things play out. Removing or altering frames like that would essentially reduce Warframe to any other boring third-person shooter out there. However, I have said it before and I will say it again. As a player, when you start relying solely on those mechanics, they can become a crutch, and they can build bad habits. Now, I've been breaking the rules of the game for a long time, and that's exactly why it was so rough for me to get back into playing Banshee. Because the magic of Banshee is, you have to be good at playing by the rules of the game in order to be good with Banshee. And because of the fact that she's so squishy, you'll learn real fast if you suck. And if you pay attention, you'll learn why you're sucking. And again, not in the normal, entertaining way. It's like someone's giving you the clues to every question on the test, but letting you come across the answers yourself. With Sonar, she says, hey, here is approximately how many enemies there are and about where everyone is. How exactly do you plan to engage? Are you close enough to knock back that small group with the sonic boom and pick them off? Or should you use the stun from silence and the weak spots off of Sonar to whittle down as many enemies as you can on your way to the next batch of cover? She teaches map awareness, encourages tactical aiming, and forces you to be cautious, all of which are skills every player should have. I don't care if you're Radial Disarm Loki or Hysteria Valkyr, because you're not only defined by when your team is doing amazingly. If anything, your real skills shine when things go to shit. And Banshee's skill set is a great way to build good habits that will more than likely translate into other forms of play. Now, as I stated before, this isn't a criticism of any other Warframe. It's not like you can't do similar things with other frames. It's just that her specific skill set is perfectly tailored for this. So while I do love putting together group compositions that make enemies as effective as newborn baby deer, and creating builds that allow me to define the rules of enemy engagement, we also have to be aware that constantly relying on these rule breakers can leave us a bit rusty when it comes to standard gameplay. And honestly, one of the big things that I love about Warframe is that it relies on us players to pull from different skill sets. Whether it's being able to min-max a build, understanding how to manipulate ability mechanics, mastering the current movement system, or just being really good at playing by the rules. Because we have to pull from so many skill sets, sometimes certain ones get lost in the mix. So while I always vouch for her in late game group play, I must insist that if you can, take some time out and master playing Banshee solo. So thank you all for watching my first shot at a little editorial piece. Leave me your intelligent thoughts in the comments below. If you like the looks of her in this episode, check out my Dressed to Kill episode on the Xmas palette, and if you'd like voting rights as well as some very special upcoming surprises, hop over to my Patreon for a little backdoor access. Now, don't forget to do all the things that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned to hear more about me sucking balls here at A Gay Guy Plays. Seriously though, if Banshee is like your tutor coaching you for your midterms, Loki is like sleeping with a professor. And sometimes you really just want to sleep with your professor.